Hey you, so this is going to be a video basically answering some more questions that I've been asked quite a few times. So it's going to be another video just like the video I done answering about what I do and best BU coins to collect. So I'll break straight into this. First of all, happy holidays. I hope everybody had happy holidays, and we'll get straight into the rest of that afterwards. So basically this is questions I've been asked regarding silver I do and don't collect. The title's silver I do and don't collect, but it's mainly been on silver types that I collect and why I don't have them in my stack, and regarding certain coins I don't have in my stack. It's a lot of questions I get asked about them, and basically a few other questions on what I think of certain other coin series. So I'm going to try and answer that and make this video as quick as possible. I'll just basically let you know whether I think they're great or tips. I've done a video on what I personally thought was the best BU coins and advice of anybody asking me. So the question I get asked the most basically is regarding poured silver and so forth. So to break that down, poured silver, why I have no poured silver in my stack. I've mentioned before that when I do liquidate or sell silver, my first port of call is always to a dealer. So I've always liquidated to a dealer and found it a lot easier. So I've never sold nothing on eBay today, basically eBay. I just certain things you're selling, I just find it a hassle and the time waste and so forth. I've never done bullion. It could be a total different experience. I do intend to at a later date, but not now. Usually if I'm selling, it's to put back into metal. So with that in mind, with poured silver, for me, why I don't have it and why I won't be stacking it in my stack personally, answering the question, is there's no dealer I know or frequent that I can get poured silver from, first and foremost. So so saying that, on the flip side, there's no dealer I can sell poured silver to. No dealer that I frequent is interested in poured silver. So taking into account that my first port of call when I'm selling is to a dealer, it's dead weight to me, poured silver basically. So I don't personally stack it, because if I want to liquidate fast, it would be the hardest thing I have to do. My only option would be secondary market like eBay and so forth, and I don't know how it is out in the rest of the world, but here in UK, Europe, I've never done it, but I wouldn't want to go through that experience basically. So that's the main reason why I don't stack poured silver. Do I like poured silver? Yes. I'm not one of those angry stackers that howl at the moon and basically say I only like modern or I only like old. I like all silver, but let's not be confused. All silver is not equal. So that's the main reason why I don't stack poured silver and won't be stacking. It won't hold no place in my stack basically. You've seen what's in my stack, and it's going to be from the coins, from the BU coins, or to the collector coins I've got. I've touched upon poured silver before, stating that I love watching it being made, and at some point as I evolve into the metals, I want to make my own poured silver. I would love to do that, pouring my own shadow kilo bars, and I've told you not to fret, they won't be for sale. Just taking my channel to the next level of me pouring my own stuff. So instead of showing you what I picked up, it'll be what I made for myself. That part I will do, and that's how I see poured silver, basically just a personal bar that I've literally from the root to the fruit I done myself basically. So that's where I will go with poured silver. If you ever do see it in my stack, I mean, I have the fantastic gifts from 11 Robert 11 and Vulcan from Silver Saver, and they are fantastic additions, but in bulk or as part of my investment strategy, there'll be no poured silver in my stack to date. So I don't hate it. I think it's fantastic. I love all the pieces that the YouTubers make. I love watching them making it. But for me, as an investment type, for looking at it from an investment perspective, poured silver holds no place in my stack for now. So that's where I stand on poured silver. So I hope I answered that question. The next question I always get is, why is my stack so coin heavy? No bars. So with bars, it's a little different than poured silver. Here in Europe, there's a couple of dealers that do the bars. I think the most common bars are, I've got that Herreros, and then you'll have, and these are bars you can get up to a kilo, and I think they've got the Metalor bars also. Then you've got the Cook Island bars. If I wanted to liquidate a bar, I would have a dealer option. I don't know the premiums you're actually paying on them. I think they're a little similar to the coins, But in terms of popularity, I'm not sure which bars would be the best. Now, I've mentioned before in the past, my favorite bars that I would love to have in my stack are the Pamp. So the Pamp Suisse 500 gram or kilo bars I would love in my stack. Then you've got the Geiger bars, which I believe are done in Europe, but both are purchased in Europe for such high premiums. It's not that I haven't purchased nothing with high premiums before, it's just anytime I've come close to wanting to pick one up, something else has got in the way basically, and I follow through with that purchase. So bars, I do like bars. I will add some bars to my stack at a later date. When we're talking these Kit Kat, Chump Chump or antique bars, I don't know a thing about them. I think they're stunning. I wouldn't bother going down that route. It's like a whole new avenue of learning for me that I'm not prepared to take on. I'm comfortable where I'm at. So if I was going to add any bars, it would be one of those bars there basically. Or if I was doing a trade and I ended up having a lot more weight for a bar, basically a larger bar, I'd do it like that. I wouldn't have a problem adding that because it could be passed on or liquidated easier than something like poured silver, which would be virtually impossible via a dealer. So bars, currently my thoughts on them, I do like them. I think they're fantastic. I've just personally gone with coins. Another thing with bars, I personally feel they could be frauded. So they're a lot easier to fake for the fraudsters. I understand with the 100-ounce bars plus, when going to a dealer, they have to drill into them, but obviously you're getting them so close to spot, it's not really that much of a difference. But it's just coins, not that they can't be frauded, but it's a little harder than it is to do with a bar basically. So it's not, that hasn't been the main reason why I haven't gone with bars. I've just gravitated towards the coins more. So answering that question, will we ever see some bars in my stack? Hopefully so. If somebody has a 500 gram Pamp bar out there or kilo they want to do a trade with, follow that shadow. So that answers that. So next we have certain coin series, why they're not in my stack. So this is why I've got this display out, basically displaying coins I've not shown before but you've seen before. So we're going to get into series that I do collect, series that I have but are not high priority for me. And let's start off with the Kangaroo series. So this is by the Royal Australian Mint. I collect this set. I purchased this set off someone close to me basically, and we'll break into why I ended up purchasing all these collector coins off of him. So with these sets, I like these sets. I collect them. I've been dragging my feet on keeping it up to date, obviously because there's been a lot more coins that have just come along. So each time, it's never been a moment, like I'd say now, if anything's been a void moment where I could come back and really chase up on the set and keep it up to date. But I do collect the Kangaroo set. I think they're stunning coins. Perth, you're only getting them from the Royal Australian Mint, and Perth, it could be looked upon as the Australian national animal, but you've got the koala and so forth. So I do collect this set. It's a fantastic set, a long running set like the Kookaburras. So you've got a set there that's been going on for a very long time. I couldn't tell you unless I was to check up what the most in demand coin is and what the most expensive one is. Like I said, I purchased these off somebody very close to me for a fantastic price because he had purchased, I'll show you the next coins and I'll tell you the situation. But basically, I do love this set. I'm into the Kangaroo set. It's not something I show all the time, but I am collecting them. They're a long running set. Let me answer the next question, then we'll break down how I came across these sets. I'm always asked also, how do I check my silver? And this is how, basically, a precious metal verifier. So this doesn't belong to me. This belongs to the same person I purchased these sets off. I have 24/7 access to this. I know it's expensive, a lot of people have mentioned, but if I didn't have one of these, I would purchase one for myself basically. And what happened, let me break it down. So answering that question, how I check my silver, I use this. It's the best means for the smallest amount of money, than only one of those big 20 grand guns. So how I ended up purchasing these sets, the individual had purchased these sets and this was included. So we're getting into the China Panda series. Let me try and merge this all into one. Now what had happened is, when he had purchased the precious metal verifier to check his bullion and these sets, I think this is up to date minus the 2016 and 17, 5 or 4 of the pandas that he had came out fake basically. which left him livid. He purchased off of eBay, so he swore to never ever go back and buy from eBay again. I mean, that sale there was the catalyst for why he'll never purchase off of eBay again. And the precious metal verifier just would basically saved his life. So I ended up buying these sets. I mean, all the sets I'm showing you in the tray for a great price. I think I got these for £400 at the time off of him. So, but touching on that now, I've been asked a lot of times why I don't have no pandas in my stack. So here I have the panda set, current to date, minus the 4 or 5 coins that came out fake. They're around somewhere. The main reason I do like them, I understand they're fantastic coins for investment. I'm always asked about pandas and why I don't have them. I do have a date run set, and it's all I will have in pandas. Me personally, why I don't like them is exactly how I ended up purchasing them. They're rife for fakes, and from the land of the rising sun, they are infamous. Not that there's no other fakes anywhere. And to touch on that, the mintages, I'm not too keen on the massive mintages they have. And I understand they've recently ramped them back up. Now, I don't know how that affects them, but you've got to remember how massive China is in the population there. So they can do that, but I'm not too comfortable on the large mintages that they do. I'm not too comfortable on how easily or how many fakes are pumped out with these coins. So would I recommend them to purchase? Yeah, just buying 1 or 2 or doing a date run or whatever. Why I don't collect no other sizes or no other variants of the pandas is purely off that reason. This is too rife for fakes, and the mint is way too high for me. I've got this. I've dragged my feet totally even to replace the missing coins or the fake coins and the current coins. I will do it at some point, and if I didn't purchase it in bulk like this for a great price, I wouldn't personally have no pandas. But they are a fantastic coin for investment. They are stunning coins. But just because of those slight technicalities, it's why I personally don't have no other pandas. But one of each is more than enough for the average Joe. So, I mean, there you go. So that's the pandas. I do have them in my stack, and that's what I think of them basically. And knocking it up, we've got, I'll get these in the shop. I mean, everybody knows how I feel about the Kookaburras, so I purchased this. This is just a 1 ounce complete collection also. Putting these in the shot. Once again, I believe I'm up to date with these. Everybody knows how I feel about Kookaburras. It's, again, if you're going to ask me in order what I recommend, it's going to be the Kookaburras first, purely because of their long running history and the strong collector base that they have. So it's a fantastic choice in coin. With this, once again, being a long running series, if you're able to, like as we are now, power pick. So you've seen I've picked up a load of the 2016 coins. It's always great doing that if that's what you want to do on a series that's long standing. Another coin I've been asked about was the African wildlife coins, the African coins. It's a very stunning collection. It's just a shame. I mean, if you just look at the coins and rate them in terms of problems like i.e. spots and Royal Canadian Mint being the worst and Perth being not so bad, the African wildlife are like 2 notches below Royal Canadian Mint. I've not personally purchased any 1 ounces in bulk to see that happen. I mean, I have the antique kilo and the proof kilo, and they're fine so far, so good. But I've heard a lot of people complain about proofs that they've had, smaller sizes and normal coins that they've had, and they just came out riddled with spots. They seem to be going down the route of Royal Canadian Mint and just not giving a damn at addressing the problem or even mentioning anything. So once again, they're great coins. I've seen them do real well investment wise. So if you're collecting the 1 or the 2, I'm personally, I haven't loaded up on any, but that's why I don't have those in my stack basically. I would love, and I mean love, to have those, but who wants a coin that's just going to be infamous for problems? And so, you know, no coin's safe, but that's why I don't have the elephants heavy in my stack, basically answering that question. Are they great? I think they are great. I think they're stunning motifs. It's a shame that they've gone the Royal Canadian Mint way, or they just don't have a good rep. These are the 1 ounce Lunas that came in here. We all know the Lunas, love them. Got to catch up on the monkey, up to date. So that should end the silver I do and don't collect, basically, and just touched up on the series on why I collect them, what I think of them. That's the whole purpose of this video, basically, just answering those questions I get quite a lot. So once again, wishing everybody a prosperous new year, time of releasing this, and everybody make it as prosperous as can be, and hate or love it, let me know what you think, and it'll be greatly appreciated if you subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll catch you guys on the rebound.